Welcome to the East Maui Watershed Partnership's Watershed Demo. Today I'm going to take you through what our watersheds look like through time. So in this box here today I've got what's called diatomaceous earth. Now this is a microscopic algae that's found in rivers and oceans, and I'm going to use this today to demonstrate what happened to our watershed through time. So when we're looking at this box of diatomaceous earth right now, I want you to imagine up top, this is the top of our mountain. So let's say that's Haleakala, and then we have our slope, and down here will be our ocean. This right here is going to be our precipitation, or our rainfall happening on top of the mountain, and then we're also going to make it rain by spraying some water in there too. Okay, so it is the beginning of time, or the beginning of our islands, let's say. And Pele has given birth, and she has lava rock that's exploded through the ocean floor and hardened in lava rock, and that is now our barren island. So this lava rock in particular, to me, looks like A'a lava. Have you guys ever seen A'a lava? Have you ever gone out to Hawaii Island or down to La Perouse and tried to walk around barefoot? Ooh, ouch. That's that sharp A'a lava that hurts your feet. Okay, so A'a lava in our barren rock islandscape has been here, and what happened is over millions of years that weathering took place on our rock. So that weathering came in the form of different precipitation. So here we have our rain, and I want you to watch. Where does that water go? Can you see? Where is it coming? It's coming here, and watch to see where you can see it come out of the rock. Does it go underneath? Does it stay on top? Where is it ending up? Let's watch. Oh, it looks like it's a little wet right in through here. Maybe there's a cavern in there, like a lava cave. Oh, and it's coming out. Oh, underneath the rock here into our ocean and filling up. Now let's say it starts raining. Oh, there's a big storm that's happening. Now what's happening to the surfaces of our rock? It's softening as erosion's taking place. The rain is causing the rocks to soften and erode away and change the way the landscape looks. So this is how all our different gulches and valleys and big gaps like Kaupo Gap were formed, and eventually beaches and things. It's through all these changes in weathering. And that also formed soil. And soil was important for when our plants and animals came. So what were our first plants and animals that came to the island? Well, those would be our native species. Do you remember? How did our native species get here? So some came through the wind. So we have our happy-faced spider. He's come through the wind, made his little kite flying, and just happens to fall down onto our island and makes it home. We also have ocean, so through the water, things that swam or floated here. So let's say our turtle swam here, and then we had some reef and coral that started to grow in our ocean, and some fishes. Okay, and then we had our birds, right? The birds that flew here. Okay, so we have birds coming in, and with those birds they brought seeds in their belly, and they grew forests of koa and ohia, and all sorts of different plants and trees came with them. So let's put in some of our forest here, some ohia. And then we also are going to put some sponges in, because if you remember, our forests act like sponges, okay? They have all these layers that are really good at soaking up water. So we're going to put some sponges in here to represent our forests. And let's put in some more little happy ohia trees. Oh, they're so happy. Look at them. Oh my goodness, look at this beautiful island. Lots of birds and forests and insects. And let's see, what else can we put in here? We can even put in like a carnivorous caterpillar. Alright, so this is just a representation of some of the native plants and animals that were here before. Okay, and maybe let's put in one of our kohe-kohes, one of the big hilltop up here. Alright, so this is what our island looked like before anybody got here. Full of native plants and animals that came here with the wind, water, and wings. Now, who were our first arrivals to come to the island? First humans to come here? Did you answer Hawaiians or Polynesians? Because if you did, you were right. And they brought with them their own plants and animals. And where did the Hawaiians like to live? Did they live on top of the mountain? No. They usually lived by the shoreline because they liked to go fishing. And they planted there. So this is going to be our taro patch, our lo'i. Okay, so sometimes they had to take out some trees and things to plant their lo'i. And they put in their little communities. Some houses were built, right? Okay, so we got the Hawaiians, and our Hawaiians brought our first invasive species. Ooh, no, the Polynesian rat. And they also had pigs, Polynesian pigs, but they were usually used for food and stayed close to home. Oh, check out the erosion happening here. We got a rock slide. Okay, so now the Polynesians have come. So has our island landscape changed? What's changed about it? Well, some of our shoreline areas are no longer native and have changed a little bit to have humans living there. Now, who are the next people to come to our island? That would be the Europeans. And the Europeans brought with them their own animals and plants that they wanted to grow. So they did agriculture. A lot of times that's where the sugar cane came in. They also did more farming. So we're going to build some ranches. So they had to clear out the forest here in order to put in some cattle ranching. Maybe they had some horses. That's a big horse compared to our cow, but that's okay. And they also brought with them more pigs. And the pigs were used to hunt a lot of times. So they had to clear out the forest in order to make more housing. Here we go. We got lots more people coming to the island, right? Got to make room. Got to make way. All right, so now I'm going to introduce something bad, and that is our invasive plants and animals. And invasive basically means it caused harm, either to our native plants and animals or even to humans. So our invasive things included, remember, our wild hoofed animals, which are called ungulates, so pigs and deer, cows, sheep. So they would trample out forests and dig up what was there. And oftentimes they loved to eat things like strawberry guava. And then they would poop that out in the area that they just dug out. And that was what grew. And so this little spider lost his home. Oh no. And then Koi, he didn't like strawberry guava. He likes Ohia. So he moves up the mountain actually. And he flies up there and he's like, I'm out of here. Okay. And then we also have things like people. And people go hiking and didn't clean their shoes. And they were hiking in the Makawao Forest Reserve where there was lots of this invasive toilet brush ginger, we're going to call it. And then they went over to West Maui. They went hiking and that seed fell out where there's not a lot of that. And oh my goodness, now it outcompeted with our native trees and we lost some of that forest because it all became this ginger. And then the Eevee didn't have anywhere to live either, so it flew up onto the mountain higher. So now what's happened to our island and our watershed? Notice how all the native plants and animals are stuck way up high. Well, all of the bottom landscape has changed. Only about 25% of Maui still looks the way it looked when the first people arrived, and it's native. And most of that's at high elevation. You can kind of see why, huh? Because people came in and we started changing the landscape and things kind of started moving up the mountain. Now what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video for a minute and maybe write down some things that you would do to help our native plants and animals. So now I'm going to make you the natural resource manager, and your job is to help protect the akohe, the iwi, the ohia lehua trees. What would you do to help? Pause now. Okay, welcome back. Did you come up with some good ideas? Okay, we'll go over some of our ideas at the end of this demonstration. But first we're going to introduce today's model. So let's say today we've got a new strip mall going in. So we even clear out some of this for us and some of the cows. And the new strip mall's going in with some of our favorite stores we've been waiting to have here on Maui for so long, and our favorite restaurants that we missed. And with that, we put in the parking lot here. Okay, there we go. Hotels, maybe a few more hotels are getting put in. A nice view from up here on the hillside. And we also have things that happen that are called pollution. Can you think of some forms of pollution? Well, one that I know of is cars. Cars have oil and gas, which often leak. So this parking lot had some old cars parked in it, and they were leaking some oil and gas. And then maybe at this hotel up here, they were repainting it, and they weren't very conscientious about dumping their chemicals, and they put the extra paint, oh, it's just a little bit, out in the lawn. Okay, and then we have a storm. Oh no, what's gonna happen? So it starts raining. Oops. And where does that pollution go? So you notice on the parking lot, that's what they call an impermeable surface. So it runs right off. And even up at our little hotel house that dumped some paint out in the yard, it's flowing down. It's going off. Oh man, this little piggy, oh, he got poisoned. Oh, so did that one. Oh, but where is it ending up? So you can see it's traveling off here. Oh, this guy's backyard, full of poison. But oh, look at this. It's coming out into our ocean. What's in our ocean? Oh, the turtle. Oh, he's getting poisoned. The reef is getting poisoned. Ah, it's terrible. So check out how pollution doesn't stay in just one place. It moves and travels. So it's up to us to really clean up our litter and not dump things that don't belong out into our natural environment. So quite a change from what we saw in the beginning, huh? Let's take another little snapshot here of what our watershed looks like and compare it to before humans arrived. Very different. So what would you do as a natural resource manager to help this watershed? We take helicopters up to remote places, and from there we build fences to help keep out those wild hooved animals, things like feral pigs which dig up large tracts of land. Then we go inside and help remove any of the invasive plants, and we work with our community to help plant native plants, and together we work to keep a healthy watershed from now into the future.